Hey, welcome to Classic Media. I'm Jack, and today's a bit different. I still do not have my regular setup because they're still doing construction in my room. But, so you're getting messy, unscripted Jack Day. Because this is a fresh news story, and I wanted to make this video while this was still fresh in my mind. I knew if I made a script about it. If I made a script about it, it would just take too long to really get my thoughts out. I keep clapping. I clap a lot when I'm unscripted. But I have a lot of thoughts about it. Because Zack Snyder, yesterday, a video came out. Yes, yesterday. I saw a video of Zack Snyder talking at a panel. For those who don't know Zack Snyder, if you, for some reason you don't know, Zack Snyder is the director of Batman v Superman and Man of Steel and part of Justice League, sort of. It's complicated and it's really tragic, and I won't get into that. But yeah, at a panel yesterday, he was talking about his kind of controversial depictions of Batman and Superman, showing, like, in the movies, they have no qualms about killing, not many concerns about collateral damage, and that is not Batman and Superman. And this debate has existed for a while. It kind of died down after Zack Snyder left the reins of those characters, but that conversation came rocketing back into the fray after this video came out, and I'm gonna watch do a react video. Kids react to Zack Snyder making a fool of himself.
Someone says to me like, "Oh, like Batman killed a guy." I'm like, "Fuck, really?" like. I'm like, wake the fuck up. It's like,
yes!
It's like,
yes!
You know.
First of all, it makes me really upset that there are so many people cheering for this. Like, this is horrible. He's like, yeah, Batman killed people. Woo, that's what Batman's about. If you can't tell, Batman, well, Superman is my favorite superhero. Batman is a very close second. Kind of basic. But I do have a lot of stake in this. I love Superman, I love Batman. Just to see someone who was supposed to make, how do I really describe this? Because if it was just another adaptation, it would be whatever. It would not be good. I would not like it, but I would accept that it's an adaptation. It's not supposed to be the new definitive take on the character. But what they were trying to do with Man of Steel and Batman v Superman is akin to what Marvel was trying to do with the MCU, which is sort of create the definitive versions of these characters on the screen, and characters that we're supposed to be rooting for movie to movie for years. See, the cinematic universe is sort of what the comics have been doing for years. Like, it's all these different stories, but all take place in the same universe, and sometimes they connect and intertwine with each other. And that's what a cinematic universe does. When you're doing a cinematic universe for these characters, the rules are kind of different for just your average adaptation. These kind of need to be quintessential versions of the characters. You can't be like, oh, I'm going to do this wild new reinvention of Batman or Superman, because that's not the story that needs to be told in a cinematic universe. Like, you get what I'm saying? I don't know. Let's get back to the video.
With that, it's a cool point of view to be like, my heroes are still innocent, you know? My heroes didn't fucking, lie to America. My heroes didn't, embezzle money from their My heroes didn't fucking commit any atrocities. I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay?
And then we get to the dream world comment, which is, as pointed out by Nando V Movies on Twitter. Go check him out, follow him, subscribe to his channel. That is not a direct quote, but a homage. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but nevertheless, it does harken back to Action Comics number 775, titled "What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way." And I kind of wanted to have a physical version of the comic just for a little visual aid, but no. And the basic plot of the story is a new super team called the Elite is on the scene, and they have absolutely no qualms about killing. In fact, they have no qualms about killing, no concerns about collateral damage. They will kill, destroy, whatever it takes to beat the villains and beat the threats to Earth into the ground, no matter the cost, and justify the means, basically. And Superman is very much against this. Kind of his whole point is he wants to solve problems non-violently. He wants to show people there is another way. We don't have to be killing each other. We don't have to be destroying everything. He wants to save people. He doesn't want to hurt people. He doesn't want to kill people. And so, to me, Zack Snyder came away from... I feel like he did read What's So Funny About Truth, Justice, and the American Way, and instead of coming away from it like, wow, you're right, Superman, it may be naive of him to say, I will not kill people, I will not cross that line, but you know what? He has that moral compass. That's what makes him a hero. He wants to save people. He wants to help people. And that's what makes him such a compelling hero. No, he came away from that book thinking, you know what, that Manchester Black fellow, he's on to something there. He's right. It is idealistic and stupid to not want to kill people when you're trying to save the world. And like, if that's the take he wanted to go on, it could have been interesting. And I feel like that's sort of where he was going with Batman v Superman. To give him credit, I feel like he was trying to do that. And then, but his Batman also kills people. Like, his Batman doesn't care about collateral damage. He's driving through trucks, blowing people up. And don't even get me started on how that's wrong about Batman. I don't know, this is very stream of consciousness. This is unscripted. I wanted my fresh, raw thoughts on this because this is something broiling up for a while. And then Zach lets this spew from his mouth, and I'm like, okay. It's like they gave Lex Luthor the reins to direct a Superman movie. Like, Lex Luthor, he looks at Superman and says, well, no, that's not really Lex. Lex Luthor, he looks at Superman and says, it's like, this alien from the sky, he could destroy us at any minute. He has the power to do that. Why do we trust this guy? And Superman proves him wrong. It's like, we trust him because he's more human than any of us. He learned, he could have destroyed us all. You're right, Lex. He could destroy us all. He has that power. But because he was raised by good, honest people, raised to do the right thing, he doesn't. He wants to help us. And it's like he doesn't get that. Like, I mean, he understands that Superman stops the bad guy, but he doesn't understand that he doesn't cross the line to do it. And in Zack Snyder's Superman movie, he's like smashing guys through walls, destroying cities just to stop one guy. Why did they ever give this guy the reins to these beloved characters? I will never understand why people like these interpretations. I mean, no accounting for taste, I guess, but that is not the Superman I know. That is not my Superman. It's not my Batman either. Well, I guess it's a moot point now. Looks like he's off the DC movies. I've heard good things about Aquaman. I'm hearing good things about Shazam. I've not seen either of them. So maybe DC's making a pivot. Because I love DC. I like DC more than I like Marvel. And I love the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I feel like if Marvel is able to do that, as well as they are currently doing it, DC should be able to do it 10 times better, easily. I think I've rambled long enough. Maybe I should have scripted this video, but that's just me.
I'm like, that's cool, but you're living in a fucking dream world, okay?
I wouldn't have it any other way. Dreams save us. Dreams lift us up and transform us. And on my soul I swear, until my dream of a world where dignity, honor, and justice become the reality we all share, I'll never stop fighting. Ever.